guys, it's Ainsley from Fairy Tale Vibes, and welcome to my Bill Cipher Owl House theory. So guys, I think it's pretty obvious. Normally I make like doll related content, and this is not doll related content. Since you guys liked my soft at birth theory so much, I thought I'd go ahead and give this a shot, because I've basically had the theory that Bill Cipher was somehow involved with the Owl House from the beginning of the series, and as the series has gone on, more evidence just keeps popping up. And I want to say, like, in this video, I will just be taking the fact that the Owl House and Gravity Falls are in the same multiverse as fact. That's like a whole other theory. It's like 99% true. I'm pretty sure, like, you can literally search that up on the internet if you want to know all the evidence to shows Gravity Falls, which is the show that Bill Cipher's from, and the Owl House are in the same universe. Like, if you want to know that, look that up. I'm not going to explain that all here. And then just another preface before we go into this video. There's a ton of theories that King from the Owl House is the reincarnation of Bill Cipher. I am going to go over that theory at the end because that plays into my theory about Bill Cipher and the Owl House. But again, if you want that theory more in depth, there are other people who have made videos about that as well. So if you want more just like a bunch of reasons why King is the reincarnation of Bill Cipher, you can look that up. What I'm going to do in this theory is look at how Bill Cipher has already interacted with the Owl House timeline and how I think he could possibly come back in the finale, and we could like learn that that King's actually the reincarnation of Bill Cipher in the finale, but how we could also learn that Bill Cipher has already interacted with Philip Woodvane. Also, I have been planning on making this video for a while. I have already filmed this theory on my TikTok, but I had been waiting until I had time to make a YouTube video on it. But since I have already like made the outline for this theory, the episode 2 of season 3 of the Owl House has leaked. This video will not have any spoilers. I have not seen the episode. I have not seen any of the leaks, so no spoilers, absolutely no spoilers in the comment section. I am respecting Dana Terrace's wishes. I'm not going to watch it till it comes out. No shame to you if you've already watched it, but please, if you guys haven't watched it yet, don't go look at the leaks. Just wait till it comes out, and if you have seen it, please still watch it on its actual release day so that it can get the views it deserves. That being said, this of course will have spoilers for the Owl House from the beginning of the Owl House until episode 1 of season 3. And then there also will, of course, be spoilers for Gravity Falls, but Gravity Falls is 10 years old, so I don't think that's really a problem, but we are going to be talking about Gravity Falls as well, since Bill Cipher is the main villain from Gravity Falls. Yeah. Now that I've gotten all my prefaces out of the way, we can actually get started with this theory. So we are going to be looking at how I think Bill Cipher has already interacted with the Owl House timeline. Now, let's start off with some small visual clues. So, I am not the first person to point this out, but the Emperor's Coven sigil looks a lot like Bill Cipher, and from the beginning of the series, it's had a lot of people thinking that Bill Cipher did have some sort of involvement with Emperor Bellos, who we now know to actually be Philip Woodvane. And I know that there's a lot of triangles and eyes in the show, but the reason I think this one possibly has something to do with Bill is like how the wings looks like Bill's arms, and then just how the circle is in the middle. Like, you could have just put a sword from a triangle. You didn't have to put a circle in the middle. It looks like Bill Cipher's eye. And then also the fact it's yellow. Wait, you could have chosen any other color for the Emperor's Coven sigil, but yet you chose the color of Bill Cipher. Real suspicious. Then also, when King is researching all the different species of demons, there is a little post-it note that has Bill Cipher as one of the demons. Now, I do want to address this because when I made this theory on TikTok, I said that I thought Bill Cipher's original dimension was the demon realm. But people corrected me. Bill Cipher's original dimension was actually a 2-dimensional world, and that world he subsequently burned and destroyed. So I don't think Bill Cipher's from like the demon realm in the Owl House, but I do think after he burned his own realm, it is possible that he lived in the demon realm from the Owl House, aka the Boiling Isles, for a while, which is why King has found information on him. And that's why he's got a little post-it note in King's board of all the demons when King's trying to figure out what type of demon he is, which we're going to get to the King Bill Cipher theory at the end, because we're just going to go through the Owl House timeline. So we're going to start all the way back in Old Gravesfield with this theory. Now that we've looked at some of the visual clues that Bill Cipher has existed in the Owl House timeline, we're going to talk about how I think he has already interacted with Philip Woodvane and some of the other characters. To do this, we're going to have to look at both Gravity Falls and the Owl House, because I believe a lot of our clues that lead us to believe that Philip Woodbine has interacted with Bill Cipher are because of the parallels between the Pines brothers and the Woodbine brothers. So I think there's parallels between Ford and Philip, and then like one parallel between Stan and Caleb, which I believe this parallel between Stan and Caleb only serves to strengthen the parallel between Ford and Philip. I also just want to say, even though I'm comparing Philip to Ford, I don't think Ford is evil, even though Philip obviously is. So let's compare Ford and Philip and how they both worked with Bill Cipher, according to this theory. So first of all, we know that they both left a journal or a diary behind. Obviously, the whole plot of Gravity Falls is trying to figure out who the author is of the journals, and then we find out it's Ford. And then in season 2 of The Owl House, we have Philip Woodbine's diary, and both of these diaries of journals kind of just track like a bunch of supernatural paranormal activity, and it seems like both Philip and Ford are pretty smart in tracking this like paranormal activity and stuff. And we know that as Ford was writing his journals, he had help from Bill Cipher. So part of me wonders if when Philip was writing his diary, if he had some help from like a supernatural source, because we do know eventually Philip links up with the Collector and the Collector teaches him the draining spell, yada yada yada. But my question is, who told Philip about the Collector? Well, now let's talk about Philip and Ford's family situation. So obviously Philip's brother is Caleb, and Caleb is the older brother, and then Ford's brother is Stan. And actually, since they're twins, I forget which one's older, but it doesn't matter. So there is a little parallel between Stan and Caleb, and that's that they both marry a Clawthorn. So we know that allegedly Ida's ancestor, Evelyn, there's many clues that Evelyn is Ida's ancestor, but Evelyn is Caleb's wife. So the whole thing with Caleb Woodbine is that he goes off to the demon realm, he marries a witch. Now, a lot of one of the main reasons we know that the Owl House and Gravity Falls are connected is because there's a bunch of clues. Again, I'm not going to go through all the clues because this is a separate theory, that Ida is Stan's ex-wife. So for this whole time, a lot of us just thought like the clues about Ida being Stan's ex-wife were just like a fun Easter egg to show that Gravity Falls and the Owl House were in the same universe. But what if those clues that Ida was Stan's ex-wife were actually a clue that there's a parallel between the Pines brothers and the Woodbine brothers? Because if Evelyn is Ida's ancestor, then that would mean that both Stan and Caleb at some point married a Clawthorn. So that's a little parallel between them. So now let's get back to Philip and Ford. So we know that Bill Cipher's goal in working with Ford is to get him to build the portal to the Nightmare Realm to like set Bill Cipher free. And we know, I'm pretty sure that, we know that Philip built the portal door, or at least I think he did, since Luce was trying to look at his diary to learn how to fix the portal door. And also when Philip is Emperor Belos, he rebuilds the portal door. But my question is, who told him how to build this portal door? Because again, I don't think it's the Collector, because once he's in the demon realm, like he's already in the demon realm when he meets the Collector. So I think somebody, when Philip was back on Earth, had to teach him how to build this portal door, and I think that person was Bill Cipher. I mean, think about it. This portal door, the portal door that Luce had, literally leads to the doorway of the old Woodbine household. So yeah, I think it's possible that Bill Cipher helped both Ford and Philip build their respective portal doors. But let's talk a little bit more about the portal door, because some of you may think, but wasn't the portal door Caleb's, or possibly Caleb's, since, you know, he went to the demon realm first to marry Evelyn? But I have a theory. See, there's actually 2 portal doors in Old Graysfield. There is the one in the graveyard that we see in Thanks to Them. So guys, remember at the end of Thanks to Them, when like, the monster that has become Emperor Belos, like he puts the Titan's blood on that like gateway in the graveyard in Old Graysfield, and it opens that portal to the demon realm. I think that one is the door that Caleb used to go see Evelyn, because how they opened the portal door is they track down the Titan's blood that's hidden, and there's little pieces of Titan's blood in the ground. Now also keep in mind, Emperor Belos does not know where this Titan's blood is. The only way he finds it is by possessing Hunter and like getting the map that leads them there. So Philip, aka Emperor Bellows, had no idea where this other portal was, so that's why I think this was Caleb's portal. And I think Evelyn was the one who traveled to Earth first through that portal door, because, you know, there's Titan's blood in the demon realm, so she was able to make a portal pretty easily when Titan's blood was more plentiful in the demon realm. So I think she made the portal, and she was going to Old Gracefield for whatever reason, to explore it, I guess. And then I think when she met Caleb, and Caleb decided to, you know, go marry her, but when he was like dating her, I think she left those little vials of Titan's blood in the ground for him to like put on that door frame in the graveyard and go visit her. So what do I think happened after that? I think Bill Cipher just basically pulled the same stunt that he pulled with Ford with Philip. Oh my gosh. So I think Philip was pretty desperate to like find his brother and figure out what happened. So I think Bill Cipher approached him in his dreams. Again, like he approached Ford in his dreams and was like, hey, I can help you find your brother. I can help you make a portal door to the demon realm. So I think somehow, I don't know if they were able to use Titan's blood, like somehow get Titan's blood. I think you had to use Titan's blood for this door. So maybe somehow Bill Cipher helped Philip retrieve some of the Titan's blood somehow. Maybe Caleb had left some somewhere. And then build this portal door literally in the doorway of his house to get to the demon realm. Now, at some point, I do think Philip must have lost this portal door, because obviously he doesn't have it by the time we get to the Owl House. But I do think it's very possible that Bill Cipher was the one who originally helped him build it, and then maybe when he kills Caleb, maybe like Evelyn stole it from him, so then he had to try to figure out a way to build a new one. Hi guys, so it's Editing Ainsley here, and I just realized something. If Evelyn is Ida's ancestor, like most people have theorized, and she did steal the portal door from Philip, that would make sense why Ida has it at the beginning of the Owl House, because after Evelyn stole it, it got passed down in her family until Ida got it. But I know a lot of you are going to be asking, what is Bill's motivation? Because in Gravity Falls, we know Bill's motivation is to basically trick Ford into opening the portal to the Nightmare Realm so he can invade Earth. I think Bill's motivation in helping Caleb is maybe this was like an experiment, because by the time we get to Gravity Falls, we know Bill knows exactly how to build this portal. He shows Ford exactly how to build it. So maybe this was one of his experiments with the portal. I think the Demon Realm and Earth are pretty close, since all you need to make a portal is Titan's blood. So I think the Earth and the Demon Realm are like this, whereas Earth and Nightmare Realm are farther, so it's harder for Bill to get from the Nightmare Realm to Earth. So I think maybe he was helping Philip to build this portal to the demon realm as an experiment in portal building, to like see how far he was going to go. And maybe he made some sort of agreement with Philip, like, hey, once you get to the demon realm, maybe you'll help me build this other portal. I don't know exactly what this agreement was that Philip made with Bill. I don't know exactly what Bill's motivation it is, but I think it's pretty plausible that Bill was the one who showed Philip how to build the portal door. Now, let's talk about Philip's curse, because I think Philip's curse could actually play a role in the agreement he made with Bill, because in the Owl House, Emperor Bellows, aka Philip, tells us that his curse was done to him by a wild witch. But my question is, why do we still believe that? Because he said a lot of bad things about wild witches. He basically tells Hunter, oh, the reason me and you are alone and we don't have any other family is because wild witches killed them. We're all alone, yada, yada, yada. I'm so sad. A wild witch cursed me. However, we know the reason they're alone is because Philip actually killed Caleb, and then he made Hunter, and Hunter is a Grimwalker, and that's why they don't have any other family. You know, it wasn't wild witches. So why do we still believe that a wild witch cursed him? And also, like, the whole reason he actually hates wild witches is because they're not getting coven sigils, so he can't, include them in the Day of Unity and, like, annihilate them all. So I think he's actually just lying about a wild witch cursing him. I think his curse was actually given to him by Bill. And now, at first when I was making this theory, I'm like, oh yeah, maybe he broke off his agreement with Bill, and yeah, that's so Bill cursed him. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think the curse is actually a curse, because I don't think Philip ever broke off his agreement with Bill. Maybe his end of the deal was like, maybe his actual agreement was with Bill, because Philip is actually very selfish. He kind of tries to make it seem like the reason he went to the demon realm, the reason he's so mad at Caleb, is because Caleb married Evelyn, but I think he actually is just mad because he wants to be Witch Hunter General. So I think it's possible that maybe his agreement with Bill is, once I become Witch Hunter General, then I'll continue to help you with your portal building. So I think that maybe Bill actually gave Philip the curse so that he could continue to live longer. And I don't think the curse is actually a bad thing. The curse does require Emperor Bellos to eat palisman, but by eating the palisman, it actually extends his lifespan. And I think that's very interesting, because if Philip Winterbane was not cursed, he would definitely be dead, because it's been like at least 200 years since Old Graysfield. Like, he should be dead, and I think the only reason that he's alive is because of his curse, because he's literally human. Like, he has no supernatural stuff in himself besides the curse. So I think maybe Bill gave him the curse to help him out. I also think Bill directed him towards the Collector. I definitely think there's some sort of connection between the Collector and Bill. They just seem like very similar, very powerful beings. So yeah, so let's continue with this theory. Why do I think Emperor Bellos has to eat the palisman? I think it connects him to the Titan. So I'm not the one who came up with this theory. I know I saw a video about the round table about this. I don't know if they were the ones who came up with this theory, but there is a theory that in the finale, Emperor Bellos is going to possess the body of the Titan that makes up the Boiling Isles. You know that one? The one that I think is King's dad? I don't know if that's confirmed, but the one that makes up the Boiling Isles, because that's just a theory, because, you know, when Emperor Bellos is on Earth, he's possessing all sorts of different animals, and then he possesses Hunter. So it seems like the next step once he goes to the Boiling Isles would be for him to possess the Titan. And I think it may have been Bill's intention, or possibly a plan B if he couldn't make it back to Earth, for Emperor Bellos to possess the Titan. So now let's get back to the palistrum, the palisman and the palistrum wood. So what do we know about palistrum wood? Well, palistrum trees, the ones that are used to make palisman, are dying off. They're going extinct, which is why the students at Hexside in Luce's class actually adopt palisman instead of carving new ones, because the trees are going extinct. You know what else is going extinct? The blood from the Titan. So part of me wonders if the palistrum trees need the blood of the Titan, or just some of the Titan's energy to grow. So what if the reason that the palisman are magical is because they possess some sort of energy that originally came from the Titan? So what if by eating all these palisman throughout like 200 years, Emperor Bellos is slowly bonding himself to the Titan? Now, I do not think, like, on the end of the Titan, like, I do not think that the Titan actually wants him to be bonded to the Titan, if you know what I'm saying. But I do think it could be like a forceful bonding, because as we know, like, the Titan was not showing him, what are they called? Glyphs? Like, he was, like, the Titan was showing loose glyphs. So yeah, I think this is somehow Bill and Philip's way of, like, forcing him to be able to, like, merge with the Titan. Anyway, I think that may be why Bill had Philip eat those palisman, to number one, kind of make him immortal, but number two, get him closer to the Titan and, like, absorb the Titan's energy. Okay, so now let's get to, like, predicting what I think could happen in the Owl House finale, and how this whole connection to Bill Cipher could come full circle. So remember, I said at the beginning of the video I was going to talk about the theory that King is the reincarnation of Bill at the end. So yeah, we're gonna come all the way back to that. So we know the axolotl from the Gravity Falls book. Oh my gosh, I forget what book it is, but the axolotl prophecy basically says that Bill will return if Bill invokes the name the axolotl on his death. And if you reverse the sound in Bill Cipher's death scene in Gravity Falls, he does invoke the power of the axolotl. So he is supposed to return by the power of, like, this cosmic axolotl. I know, it's confusing. But the prophecy of the axolotl is that if Bill invokes the axolotl's name on his death, he will return in a different form, in a different time. Which, to me, he reincarnates as King. Now let's talk about King. So, a lot of people think, like, King is the son of the Titan. However, we know that the Titan has been dead for, like, a very, very long time. I don't know how long, but he's been dead since Philip first went to the Boiling Isles, so definitely, like, hundreds of years. So why did all of a sudden King's egg decided to hatch like hundreds of years later? Well, what if it's because Titans need a very powerful soul? Because we know King is a Titan. So what if Titans need a very powerful soul to finally hatch from their eggs? And what if when Bill died and invoked the power of the axolotl, his soul got sent into King's egg? Yeah, I know. So the other clues that King is Bill are basically his voice. Alex Hirsch does a very similar voice for King and Bill. Basically, if you put like electronic filters over King's voice, it sounds exactly like Bill's voice. And then the other clue is just how King acts. Literally, he's like a child and he thinks he's the king of demons, which you could say, oh, maybe that's like just in his nature as a Titan, because Titans are like big species, they're kind of kings of demons. But King of Demons is very specific, and I feel like we haven't seen any other Titans, so we don't know if they naturally think that way. I think that the King of Demons obsession could be him like having past life memories, right? Because he automatically thinks like, oh, I need to lead an army. But do we actually think it's plausible that Titans even needed to lead armies? Because like Titans are huge compared to all the other demons in the Boiling Isle. So what if his memory of him leading an army is actually him as Bill leading an army? So now, let's talk about how King plays a role as the reincarnation of Bill Cipher. In the finale of the Owl House, this is my theory, this is how everything ties together, how we tie Bill Cipher having a previous agreement with Philip to now Bill Cipher being king. So let's say Philip, Emperor Bellows, does possess the Titan in the finale, and everybody's trying to defeat him. But we know that the reason Philip is able to possess the Titan is because of the curse that was given to him by Bill Cipher. Well, guess who has the past life memories of that curse? King. And I think it would be an awesome redemption for Bill Cipher, King's soul, whatever, for King to somehow access his past life memories as Bill and be able to take down Emperor Bellows in the Titan's body. And then also, if the Titan is King's dad, then King would get his dad back, which would be pretty awesome because King really wanted to meet his dad. And also be pretty awesome because another part of the axolotl's prophecy is that Bill actually regretted burning his original dimension. And like, apparently Bill always felt bad about that, but he never, like, he wanted to stay evil. The only reason he was actually trying to invade Earth was just for fun. Like, Bill just doesn't care. But I think it would be such an interesting redemption for Bill's soul, I guess, to redeem himself by saving the demon realm from Emperor Bellows. So I also just think it would be an interesting development for King's character arc as well, for him to like take on this hero role. Anyway, yeah, and just like use his previous like past life memories to defeat Emperor Bellows as the Titan, because if Emperor Bellows does possess the Titan in like his gooey form, I don't know how they're taking him down, because he's huge. They could barely defeat him in Hunter's body. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do about him as the Titan. Also, let us not forget that the portion of Emperor Bellows that came to the human realm was a drop, like a teardrop on Hunter's shoulder when they walked through the portal. So again, I have not seen the second episode of season 3. I do not know what happens. Please do not tell me what happens until it actually releases, and I think that's like on the 21st. But only a teardrop size came to the human realm, and that's the size that was able to possess Hunter and grow to like a full person. So the rest of Emperor Bellows' goopy self is still currently with the Titan on the Boiling Isle. So part of me wonders if like when they get back to the Boiling Isles, if like the Titan is just gonna be possessed. Again, I've not seen any spoilers, so I don't know. But if the Titan is possessed when they get back, holy cow. Yeah, and I think like the only way for them to defeat that would be, if this theory is true, would be for King to have Bill Cipher's past life memories. I also just want to point out that also if the Collector is somehow related to Bill Cipher, and we also kind of know the Collector has some sort of connection to King, that could also somehow have a role in this, because it's also going to take a lot for them to defeat the Collector as well. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. Let me know what you guys think about the theory that King is Bill Cipher. Also, sorry for the bad lighting. I tried to film this earlier. I did my makeup and got ready and everything, but then I ran out of time, and then the sun set. So I'm really sorry, guys, about the bad lighting. Also sorry if I don't have that many images to show you. I know in my Ever After High videos I show you a lot of visuals for the theories, but I just, like, for me, I know, like, exactly what Ever After High episodes, like, I know exactly where to go, you know, for the Ever After High images. However, like, the Owl House is on Disney Plus. I can't just go on there and screenshot it, and I just have a lot harder time sourcing the images, so please be kind if there's not that many images. But yeah, again, tell me your thoughts about this theory. If you stayed till the end, comment a yellow heart down below for Bill Cipher. But bye, guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this.